The leftist greenie ABC. Here in Australia we have a publicly owned media network called the ABC, the Australian Broadcasting Corporation. It has nothing to do with the American ABC. It would be amusing, if it wasn't dangerous, for critics of the Australian Broadcasting Corporation to accuse the staff of the ABC of all being leftist-leaning greenies. The ABC is a taxpayer-funded media organisation with fingers in television, radio and other electronic media pies. I emphasise that it's not a government-funded agency but a taxpayer-funded agency. It's not there to serve as the propaganda arm of the government. We're told that it has a special responsibility to be objective and balanced in its reporting. But these words are usually resurrected when the ABC is critical of the government of the day. Bias is, of course, in the eye of the beholder. I have no way of knowing how individual employees of the ABC vote. And unless there's something they're not telling us, neither do those who accuse the ABC of a left-wing bias. Just as an aside, it amuses, and I guess saddens me, that greenie has become a pejorative term. We should all be greenies if we care at all about this planet on which we live. There's no excuse for not being a greenie given the challenges we face. But it's never been clear to me anyway why green should always be seen to be aligned with the left of politics. Can't someone believe in the power of market forces, in small government and in individual liberty, things which seem to be regarded as the values of the right wing, but at the same time believe in caring for the environment? If a right-wing person can't do that, there's clearly something wrong with their ideological position. For that matter, I don't know why leftist or socialist should be considered a pejorative term. I will happily accept those labels, thank you. While I'm talking about this leftist stuff, consider the USA for a moment. It's absolutely absurd to consider the Democratic Party to be left-wing, let alone socialist. If caring for the environment and caring about the environment is considered left-wing, that just means left-wing is a good thing. Wanting universal or at least affordable health care is not socialism. But if it is, that just means socialism is a good thing. Seeing that there are proper safety nets in society for looking after people who are in trouble is not socialism. But if it is, socialism is a good thing. Am I getting my point across? But now, getting back to the Australian Broadcasting Corporation. While individual employees within the corporation may vote any which way, and we really don't know, it is still possible that there's a left-wing bias within the culture of the organisation. But I would say this, given that almost every other media outlet in the country has demonstrated a consistent right-wing bias, given that even the left wing of politics in this country shifted to the right some decades ago, given those things, a person or organisation does not have to stray far to the left to exhibit an apparent counter-bias. It's possible to be accused of being left-wing, as indeed is the case in the USA, for example, just because one is not quite as far to the right as the mainstream appears to be. Furthermore, given the blatant right-wing bias of most media, any left-wing bias in the ABC has to be seen as a good thing, as a counterbalance against entrenched bias. Finally, the ABC has no special responsibility to show support for the home team. It has no responsibility to cut the government or any of its arms any slack. I will be as unpatriotic as I want to be, and so I hope will the ABC, if I see this government or this country, insofar as a country can be said to act at all, if I see this country behaving immorally, unethically, unjustly, irresponsibly or undemocratically.